What's going on YouTube? This is Jim, and I just got done watching the trailer on the Nintendo Switch, which is the official name of Nintendo's next console. And I have to say, it is very interesting. It seems to cannibalize a lot of what the Nintendo mobile division is doing with the 3DS, so it'll be curious to see how those two systems exist in the future. Based on the trailer, we had no technical specifications, no other words of any kind other than Nintendo Switch popping up about every 15 seconds, and that it's confirmed that it will launch in March of 2017. No other information was given as far as price, technical specs, peripherals, games, any of that stuff. We can deduce some stuff from the trailer, but we have to keep in mind that trailers are meant to hype people up and they're not necessarily a representation of the final product. How many times have we been there where we got hyped into something and it just wasn't what we thought it was? What I can tell from the trailer is this. The Nintendo Switch is a small LCD screen. Maybe it's not even LCD. It looks like a phone, maybe like an iPod mini size. And it's got two controllers that mount on the side. So when you're sitting at home, there's a docking station that plugs into your TV as normal. You can play with either the two controllers on the side. You can snap them off and put them in another controller. So it's like a box, like a whole, very similar to the Wii U gaming pad, but there's no LED screen. There's no screen in the center. It's just like a kind of a larger box. Or they sell these external, very similar to the Wii Mote Pro controller, which is just your standard controller. So in the commercials, you have a guy sitting on this couch playing the game with a regular controller, and then he's got to go, and he unplugs. He basically lifts up on the docking station, and he's got the screen and the two controllers on the side, and he's walking around playing like that. Then there's another configuration that's shown where you can snap those two controllers off. So now all you have is a screen with a kickstand on the back. And he was playing remotely, and he handed a controller to his buddy, and they were playing a game together. So it looks to be very mobile, a very mobile system that you have these different types of configurations, whether you want a true docking configuration with a standard controller, or whether you want this mobile configuration with the controllers connected to the screen, or whether you want a mobile configuration with the controllers disconnected from the screen, and then you pass them around to your buddies and play like that. And that was really the selling point of the video, showing people getting up and walking around, starting a game somewhere, finishing it somewhere else, playing little pickup games at the park, or on an airplane, or on a bus, or that sort of thing. And that's really what the Nintendo 3DS currently does, and that's what worries me. I have a 3DS, and I love it. I usually carry it around when I go out on travel. It's a fun little console. It's got very basic cartridge-based games. The Nintendo Switch actually showed the guy inserting a cartridge, so it looks like they're going back to that style, which would make sense in a mobile-based environment because you're not going to be able to carry an optical drive around with you in your pocket. That thing's going to spin up and vibrate so bad. So it makes sense that they're going back to the cartridge-based system. Tons of questions are left unanswered. How powerful is this thing? How easy is it to connect and disconnect controllers? Does each little controller have a built-in battery? Or are you going to have batteries for the internal controllers, for the screen? What is the battery life? Is it long? Is it really just walking to your friend's house and playing? Because that's about all the battery life you're going to get. And then furthermore, how many people actually take their consoles on the road with them? Most of my friends are pretty established and have a man cave or some sort of gaming den, and that's where they do most of their gaming, and they really don't use their consoles too much in a mobile capacity. They kind of dock them, and that's how they sit. And we don't mind having a little bigger console or a PC even, which a little more guts in it, because it's not going anywhere. So this is a very interesting sell to see the trade-off between you're going to get less power, but it's going to be mobile, as opposed to a pretty much non-mobile console that has more power. So I think Nintendo is once again breaking off from the path. I don't think you're going to see games coming out next year for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch. I think they're still going to be their own separate ecosystem. And they've kind of thrived on that in a weird way, although that their Wii U isn't exactly breaking any sale records. They have had a pretty good launch of Nintendo first-party games, and that's kind of the direction they're continuing to go. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can use this console in a unique way. I don't think they'll be able to. I look at the Kinect, I look at the Wii, I look at the Wii U, I look at the PlayStation VR, where industry unveils this great new technology and throws it out to their third-party counterparts and says, hey, make us a great game using this widget, and nobody has ever delivered. Outside of maybe a dance game or so on Kinect, all of those technologies I mentioned, they fell flat. because, well, VR remains to be seen, but it fell flat on PC. It's probably going to fall flat on console. I think that's just a given. But it's really hard for a third-party industry to kind of like take these weird technologies and make them work. We'll see. I don't know. For me, if I do get it, I'm still on the fence. My wife said no. I said maybe. We've been burned on Nintendo before. We're not going to use it in the mobile configuration. So if it's got enough guts in it that makes sense to keep it docked, then we'll just keep it docked and we'll just play it that way. I don't see us carrying it around or sitting around the kitchen table with the little kickstand set up and playing the little controllers together. It's a novel idea, but one that we're not going to do. We have our nice couch upstairs. We have the nice sound system upstairs. This is a game room. Obviously, this is where we game. And I think most people will probably fall in that boat. So Nintendo is definitely doubling down on that mobile market, and we'll have to see if it pays off. We will find out when we get more information. I will definitely do another reaction video to it, but everything you need to know that I think about the Nintendo Switch is in a 6-minute and 10-second convenient package. A link down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.